Hi, Jackie here of readmeeatmedrinkme.com. Thank you so much for visiting me here on my channel. If you're new, thanks for stopping by, and if you've been here before, thanks for coming back. Today's topic is an opinion one this time. Do I prefer ebooks or traditional books? Let's get into it. So, there's a lot of pros and cons to each one. For example, with a real book, or a traditional book, I should say, I like that I can hold it in my hand. I actually like turning the pages. I even like the smell of new books. They're just, I don't know if it's the type of paper that it is or whatever, but I like the smell of a new book. I know it's kind of weird. I don't go around just inhaling books at the bookstore. I don't do that. But I also think that it's interesting, like if you borrow a book from someone, like a friend or a family member or whatever, I feel like the books smell different than the books that you own. Like it takes on the scent of its owner or something strange. I don't know. It's like a piece of clothing. It takes on the smell, I guess. But, so I like actually holding it and turning the pages. Another pro for traditional books is the battery doesn't die. So if you're reading a book, you don't have to worry about, oh crap, but my phone or my tablet is on 5%. I can't keep reading this book because I have to use my device for other things. So that's definitely a pro. As far as ebooks go, I don't know. They have a lot of their good moments too. For example, I tend to find that having an ebook is more bath time friendly. I have definitely dropped a traditional book in the bathtub before, and then you ruin it. Granted, I haven't done that in a long time. I was probably a young teenager when I did that, and I learned my lesson and had to not sit so low in the water anymore, and you have to be careful with your wet fingers and all that. But I guess with today's technology, you have your tablets or your phones that are waterproof now, so even if you drop it in the water, it's not like deep into the pressure where your phone can't handle it or whatever. So your tablet's going to be fine, and you can continue to read the book, and you're not going to have any problems. So that's a plus for me. I like to take baths. I really love to take baths. Especially when I was pregnant, I took a lot of baths, and I still wanted to try and and make sure that I was reading and all of that good stuff. So yeah, and I was a complete Butterfingers. So there's that. I don't know why pregnancy made me Butterfingers, but it did. And I didn't have to worry about that with my tablet. I wasn't dropping it in the water and having it damaged and all that stuff. So that's good. Not wasting money there. And then I feel like ebooks are less expensive. For example, you can get let's see. This book, it's a hardcover of Something in Between by Melissa De La Cruz, was $18.99 before tax in the bookstore when I bought it. The ebook is $8. So if you're trying to save money and you're not necessarily trying to build up your physical library, then it's going to be more cost effective to do it that way. Also, there's a lot of authors that I've noticed that only publish online. Like Paige Parsons only publishes online. There's several other authors that only do that. So that's another thing, is if there's certain authors that you like. Oh, and some authors only put books out online, like they're like novellas. They'll put a novella out online. You can go on Amazon or something and get that book online, but then they have the regular books that they sell in bookstores. Like Scott Westerfeld did that, actually. He had some novellas that he published online that I got on Amazon, and they were really, really good, but they're not going to be a regular sized novel. So I think I got it for like $1 or something like that. So that's also a plus. You get to have a frequency of work that you get to read by different authors that you wouldn't get to have otherwise. There aren't a lot of authors that put out smaller books. Who does that? Is it Patterson? Patterson does that. But he doesn't write all the books. He partners with people and puts those out. So there's like 3 or 4 that come out every month, and they're like maybe 100 some odd pages that come out every month. But how cost effective is that, especially when you are an author that may not be as well known? Then ebooks, little novellas are going to be the way to go. So I like them for that. Let's see what else. Oh, and you know what? Speaking of being pregnant and having kids, I like ebooks because they're easier to read when you have an infant. My kid's only 6 weeks old, so I haven't gotten to the point where I can just like put her down for a nap and do my own thing for a while. I still have to keep her next to me to make sure she doesn't like roll over or something like that. So that's one reason I like ebooks, because then I can have it in front of me and it's hands-free. So I'm able to just like swipe and swipe, even if I'm holding her or doing something or changing diapers, or if you're cooking a meal, if having kids doesn't apply to you, if you're in the kitchen doing whatever, you can just have it right there. I have a lot of cookbooks on my tablet. I do. I have a lot of cookbooks for that reason. I can literally just like prop it up on its little stand and swipe and not have to worry about making sure that the pages stay flat while I'm cooking, and having I used to have one of those specialized ones that will like hold your book and hold your pages open, but I don't have to worry about that anymore. And it's really hard to turn the pages when you're doing stuff, especially if you're baking. Hot mess. This is so much easier when it comes to cooking and things like that. Also, it doesn't really apply to me, but for the older people, I feel like the fact that the font size can change in an instant on your tablet has got to be a plus. With books, you have to like buy special editions that have larger print, which can cost more money because they're printing more pages and XYZ, whatever. So I feel like that's got to be a plus. I have a grandmother that reads a lot of ebooks, and you can just change the size right there. Let's see. But yeah, I think that's mostly my list. But you know what? I still do tend to carry both. Like not of the same book, obviously, but if I'm reading a physical book, that's maybe not as thick, and then I can have my ebook that's filled with hundreds of books. Like if I'm going on vacation, that's really nice. So which do I like best? Honestly, even though I had a lot of pros for ebooks, I truly prefer a physical book in my hands. I just do. I've always dreamed of having like a huge library. I'm sure it's because I saw Beauty and the Beast as a child, and when she went into the library, I was like, that's what I want. So to this day, anytime I'm with my husband and there's a huge wall of books, he always laughs because he knows that I'm dying because I want that. What about you? Let me know in the comments below, or shoot me a message. Do you prefer the ebooks or a physical book in your hands? All right, that's all for me. See you next time. Make it a magical day.